Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. Today I want to go over recycling, and the recycling product is inner tubes for bicycles. You can look at stores in your area and just ask them, do you have any inner tubes? That's what I've done, and I thought they were going to give me 3 or 4 or 5, and no, he directed me outside to a fenced-in area, and there was a pile taller than me. He said, take whatever you want. So pretty much unlimited supply for me, so I'm trying to figure out what can I use bicycle inner tubes for, either just around the homestead or for prepping or just everyday use. These are a few things that I've used them for. Inner tubes come in all different sizes, which is important. So if you get the opportunity, get different sizes, because it definitely works differently. All right, let's go over the first thing really quick. You can definitely use them as fire starters. If you can get this going, especially if it's wet outside, get this thing burning. It does smoke a little bit, it stinks a little bit, but it definitely gives you a pretty big flame where you can get your tinder going, especially if it's wet. So a fire starter, definitely. This stuff is so easy to cut. You can use a razor blade, a pair of scissors. Very easy to cut. All right, what else can you use them for? I've used this for years. I did this when I was young, locking my bike up. I used the inner tube to protect the bike from the chain. I put 2 zip ties on the end. You can poke a hole in them and put a zip tie there. I like this way because what it does is definitely helps waterproof that. It makes it a lot harder for rain if it's outside to get in here and fill up. Another thing is for your saw. This saw is an awesome saw, but the problem is if I put it in my pack, it doesn't lock tight. So putting this around here will make sure it doesn't open up when I'm hiking and just cut everything up inside my pack. Another thing, maybe if you live in an apartment building or you're renting a place and your neighborhood is not the best and you can't leave your garden hose out there because it's going to get stolen, get you a very thin one. Just cut it. You can leave the end here so you can help hold on to it. Take this to your outdoor spigot and go ahead and pull it around. The threads on the outside of the spigot really hold this well. You can put a little bit of pressure on it if you want to spray a little further, but if you put too much, it'll pop off. But if you get the really skinny one, it works great. So that way you can leave your hose outside if you need to fill your bucket all the time or do something, and if someone steals it, it's no big deal. You can easily tie these things together by just going through each other. And basically what I've done is made a rope. Let's say you have a trailer and you haul a lot of stuff. This is just a big bungee cord. You can hook it on your sides of your trailer and you can secure your load. Or if you're moving in the U-Haul truck, get a bunch of these before, and that way when you roll boxes up, get some of these, stretch them around, attach them to the sides, and it's going to keep your stuff from shifting. Works great for a trailer. Another one, if you're doing any kind of work, tree work or anything, and your rope is wrapped around a tree or repelling, you don't want to damage that rope, get you a piece of inner tube, cut it, slide it over your rope, and that way this will take a lot of abuse and it will protect your expensive rope. Another thing, probably the best thing, because in a worst case event, you might not have thought about getting a weapon mounted light, so you're going to have a flashlight in one hand and your weapon in the other hand. Very hard to deal with that. So cut you some elastic bands, use different sizes. This has 4 elastic bands and it's very secure. It is going nowhere. That way you have the ability to use your weapon at night. Even if you have to mount it on a 30-06 or whatever, you still have to have a way to illuminate plus carry your weapon. So very cheap, and you can do that to a lot of people's weapons at no cost, as long as they have a weapon and a flashlight. Another thing is a trash can, be it at your work or at church group, school, and you have big trash cans and the bag keeps sliding down. Take you a proper size one. They make these in all different sizes, from small kids, but just find the right one. You could actually cut a rubber band out of it going all the way around, or you can just use this, put your can in, or put your bag in your can, pull it down, and stretch this over. It will hold that bag. It will not come off. Another thing, say you got a chair. I'm sitting on a wooden chair. Sometimes I get a little rockety. You got to fix them or glue them together. Very easy. Take that tire or inner tube You can wrap it around and that will pull it together, so when it's trying to dry, your thing will be in the right position. So there's a lot of uses for these inner tubes. Absolutely free, didn't cost me a penny. So look in your area. There's a million other things you can do. I have a few other ones I'm going to be very specific on and show you individual videos on them. But excellent way. A lot of countries are sewing these things up into purses, into wallets. So use your imagination, but find a source for these. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching.